Hi everyone, we're going to be making some clay gargoyles that could be hung on the wall, and these are a few samples that I have, and you can see that well, the uglier the better for these gargoyles. And after the video that we watched, you can tell that gargoyles or grotesques have horns or ears and all the different features that you might find on it. So we only have one class period to do this, so I'm going to get started and move these out of the way. So you're going to need a board to work with your clay. You're going to need a cup with some slip in it, and slip is just watered down clay, and you're going to use a toothbrush to slip and score, and a popsicle stick is your cutting tool. The first thing we're going to make is the base of the gargoyle's head. So you'll get a baggie and you'll get a nice ball of clay, and we're not making a pinch pot, although we'll start a lot like a pinch pot. So I'm just going to put my thumb in there and both thumbs, and I'm going to press this out, but I want to be careful because I don't want this to be really thin. Remember, we're building a face on this, so I'm really thinking that's probably good enough. So there's what my base looks like, the face of my gargoyle. So next you're going to get a baggie, and it has some smaller pieces in it. And let's see, I have all of this kind of squished together. And you're going to take a piece, let's say, I don't know, something like this. And this is going to be the nose. We're going to start with that first. And I really don't have to do too much with this clay. I'm going to set this aside. But I want to taper. And taper means it's going to start narrower here, and then this will be the wider part. So this is going to be as wide. And I'm just going to round that edge. So now it's tapered. And I'm going to just figure out where I want that to be. So I'm going to have this come here. Now I think that's a little long, so I'm going to cut a piece off of it. Alright, and I'm going to put my nose about here. Now to connect this, I have to slip and score. So I'm going to take my toothbrush, I'm going to score, and that's roughing up the surface of the clay, and it's also adding some slip to it. And I'm going to do the same thing here. If you don't do this part well enough, the poor nose is going to fall off. So now I'm going to press firmly, but I don't want to press it so much where the face part kind of flattens out. Now my popsicle stick is also a great blending tool, so I'm just going to blend the nose into the face so it stays put, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm just taking a little bit from the nose and pressing it into the face, and same here. Now you can kind of tell that's forming a nose. Maybe smooth that out with my finger. Now the fun part is making the nostrils. So I'm going to take the back end of my pencil, and I have to hold the nose here. So I'm just going to press, and I'm just going to push this out a little bit so I can kind of make the side of the nostril, and do the same thing here. And again, see how that looks? And then you have to just get your fingers in there and kind of make them stick out a little bit, maybe. Okay. You can always come back in with your popsicle stick. So there's the nose. All right. Now I'm going to make the top of his eyebrows, and let's see, you can see this one has kind of like angry looking eyebrows. Maybe this guy's a little surprised. I don't know. What do you think of that guy? So come up with the style eyebrow you would like, and I'm going to just cut off a piece here, and I'm going to roll this, but I don't want to roll it too skinny. And I'm going to just decide where I want the eyebrow. I'm going to make angry eyebrows. So I'm going to kind of bend this one down like that, and like that. Okay? And again, same thing, score it, and then just gently press this down. And I can shape it a little bit better once I get this in place. And I'm kind of going a little quick because I know you want to get to this. I'm going to blend it into place. And your finger is a great tool to kind of smooth things out. Okay, he's looking pretty good. And that's the nice thing. We're making creatures that are strange looking. So we don't have to worry about making things look beautiful. He's a gargoyle after all. Alright, so eyebrows, pretty good. I can play with those a little bit more in a minute. Now I think I'm going to go on to the eyes. And the eyes we're going to keep simple. So I just cut off 2 pieces. I'm going to start by rolling them, and then I'm just going to use my fingers and flatten that out. That's going to go here. Now I can change the shape a bit too if I want to. That's all up to you. And remember, I just set them in place temporarily so I have them positioned where I want. Now I want this nose to be a little bit skinnier here, so I'm just pinching it in a little bit. Alright, yeah, that looks pretty good. And again, I'm just going to score it. And you know what else would maybe look good is if I did one eye bigger than the other. So now to make the pupil, of course I've lost my pencil now. Oh dear, where'd that pencil go? It's not in my camera. Oh, here it is, it's hiding. So what I could do is take the back end, and there's one eye. And now this eye I'm gonna score. And I'll be pausing the video during class so you can do these each step. And I'm sure yours will come out better than mine because you're going to have plenty of time. Now there he is. He's coming along. I still want to work on that nose a little bit. Let me see if I can stick this up his nose a little bit. I think the nose is like really pretty expressive. So to me, and I'm just going to make these marks on his nose. Yeah, he's looking creepy. Okay, so I'm going to leave his eyes and brows alone. I want to get to the mouth now. And you can see here the mouth I had. These different style mouths. One more I'll show you. And mouth and kind of some crazy teeth. So I'm going to take a piece of clay and I'm going to roll it out. I'm first making, this is going to end up being the shape of the mouth. So I'm going to kind of make a line around, and oh, it's not long enough. So you know what? I can just make another piece. And this is going to come here. And there, so now the piece is pretty big, connects, and again I've got to score it where I want it to be, and then score the back of this clay, because remember, like I said earlier, if you don't spend time doing this, it's not going to stay. It'll either fall off as the clay dries, or it'll fall off when it comes out of the kiln. So very important step. So I'm going to make sure this stays put. A really horrifying mouth. And I'm just going to smooth this with my finger. And I don't know, looks pretty good. Last thing, teeth. Now I'm going to show you, you can decide how you want to make your teeth. The quick and easy way is to roll another piece of clay, just like this. And all I'm going to do is chop it off there. I'm doing a quick and easy method. And then I'm going to press these into place. And then I just take this and I make my teeth. Now if you want to try something different, you can. Now from here, you have some extra clay. You can make some horns. And I'm just going to make one horn in my video here just to show you how I would do that. Okay, maybe I'll make two. So I'm going to keep them small, but I'm going to roll it into like this cylinder shape. And I'm going to flatten this end. Okay, so this end's nice and flat. And he's going to have one horn here. Now you can't make these too thin, it'll be too fragile, and that's another thing that'll break off in the kiln. Oops, I got carried away. Alright, let's tap that down. And having things one size bigger than the other, that's okay. Gargoyles are imaginative creatures. I like making these gargoyle faces and hanging them in my garden. Alright, so there you have it. There's one of my gargoyles. You can use the side of your popsicle stick as a great tool for adding details or textures to it, kind of like that. Okay, so I can't wait to see what you come up with. Have fun.